In the world of full-size luxury sleds, there is one name that is synonymous, and that is the Cadillac Escalade. This is a 2021, and I've been waiting a long time to get my hands on one. It is all new, it's bigger, and it's definitely better, so let's take a look. We recently reviewed the new Yukon AT4, and it shares a lot of the things that this Escalade has. First of all, this is built off a brand new chassis. It is longer. The entire vehicle is 8 inches longer than the outgoing Escalade. It's got a longer wheelbase. This has independent rear suspension now, and there are a few different looks you can get for the new Escalade. First of all, there's the luxury look, which the grille is kind of, I'm gonna just call it slotted. They're kind of like dashes that go across. Then you have the sport grille, which is a mesh style. I really like that grille, and also with that sport trim, you get a lot of blacked out accents, like the roof rails are black, the door trims are black, and of course that grille is black. And then you get into the premium luxury platinum that we have here. This is the top dog, and basically the entire grille, I'd say it emulates the actual crest of the Cadillac. This is the big dog, and when you look at this, there is no mistaking that this is a Cadillac. Really liking the light treatment, which you get standard LEDs all the way around, plus you get these cool vertical daytime running lights, marker lights, and when we get to the back, you'll see some real big lights back there. On to the side here, we have standard 22-inch wheels on all trim levels. They just have different patterns depending on which trim you get. This top of the line also gets the power running boards, and what is nice about them, just like that Yukon, is the entire board is lit up down below, so when you approach a vehicle, when you open it up, it really lights up the path for you. This is also equipped with soft closed doors. Gotta have that if you're gonna go to the big dog for sure. The Platinum also comes with the adaptive air suspension, so this will lower itself for entry and exit heights and also raise itself up when it needs to as well. On most vehicles, the front is all the business, but on this one, the front and the back mean business. So here are those rear LED tail lamps that I was telling you about. They are 3 feet long OLEDs, and what's really cool about them, this might date me for some of the older viewers out there, if you remember the show Knight Rider, you know, Kit, that Trans Am that had that red light going back and forth on the front, it kind of seemed like it was talking to you. Well, this kind of seems like it's talking to you as well. When you walk up to it, these light up in sequence and they kind of greet you. Also, when you walk up to it, when it's locked, the Cadillac logo will be shined on the ground, and if you just kick in that spot, this will open up for you, so you have the power liftgate with a hands-free operation. However, if you do not want to use that, it's right here, the logo. You just press the logo. You can't miss it. It's big, it's massive, it's very easy. There's no fumbling around. Now, because this is larger now, you have more room for the cargo area. So let's check this out. I brought along, this is a standard carry-on suitcase here. This is my camera bag, which is a little bit larger than a carry-on suitcase, but gives you an idea how many bags you could fit in here. I'm gonna say 2, 3, 4. You could probably squeeze 5 carry-on bags in the back here, and you could probably lay them down. Maybe you can get a little bit more if you stack them up, but yeah, for sure, carry-on bags, or you could put some larger suitcases back here. On this side here, you have standard power retracting 3rd and 2nd row seats, plus you have a 120 volt power outlet there to plug in whatever you need to plug in. With all the seats folded flat, you get a whopping 3,427 liters of cargo space. But I'm actually very impressed by how much room there is behind the 3rd row, meaning you could actually carry 7 passengers in this vehicle comfortably and carry luggage. Okay, on the inside, where do we start? Obviously, we have to start at the screen. This thing really is a masterpiece. You get 38-inch curved OLED screen in front of you. So it consists basically of 3 separate screens. You have on the left side, you have a 7.2-inch touchscreen, and that actually can control your head-up display, which this has. In the center, you get a 14.2-inch screen, and what this gives you is you get the augmented reality navigation. It's pretty cool. So it uses a camera in behind the rear view mirror here, and it projects what the camera sees right in front of you, and then with your navigation, it gives you your prompts, so your distances, your arrows. So you know the Mercedes-Benz MBUX system, similar to how they did it there, but I think this is a better system. It's way more clear. Man, is it ever clear. Speaking of how clear it is, this pixel density of this screen is twice that of a 4K television. So you will get very, very crisp graphics for sure. This one's also equipped with night vision. And I might even do a full separate video on this, because this is, I've used systems before. This is the best one I've ever used. I have been able to actually detect people that I didn't see through the windshield. They were in dark areas, and it actually detects them, and it puts a big bright yellow box around them. So even when you're looking straight ahead through the windshield, when that yellow comes up on that center screen, it will catch your eye, and you will know that there is either a person or an animal there. That is very, very impressive. That is an option, by the way. And then onto the middle console screen, or the infotainment screen, you have a 16.9-inch screen, and that is controlled by the controller in the middle console, or it is a touch screen as well. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, wireless, by the way, do come standard. Now this entire screen is standard across the board, regardless of what Escalade trim that you do get. This has a HD surround view as well, so you can see different angles, maybe if you're using a trailer when you're backing up, front cameras. It all displays on that middle screen. Very, very crisp, very, very clear. The one thing that I can't find, and I would like to see in this, is on a lot of vehicles that have this type of system, especially if you have front cameras, when you approach an object in the front, using the actual proximity sensors, it will go and activate that front camera for you. This one doesn't do it. Maybe it does. I haven't been able to find it in the menu. So if you know if it does, leave a comment below. If it doesn't, well, hopefully they can make that do that, because it's kind of almost a standard thing nowadays. So it's very nice to have. One thing that's kind of odd are the graphics are kind of slanted. They're not really slanted, but the actual design has a slant to the edges. So you almost feel like you want to actually swipe diagonally, but you just actually have to swipe left or right or up and down. By far, this is the best use of screens to date that I have seen. Now, Mercedes-Benz just announced a brand new system that they're gonna be coming out with, but that's not available yet. This new screen on the Escalade by far is the best use of screens, in my opinion, on the market, hands down. It's super crisp, but it's just so stylish and very intuitive, easy to use, and it just, some other manufacturers put, they have lots of screens, big screens, 12.3-inch screens side by side. They work very well, but they just kind of look like an afterthought. Let's just put the screens there. This is integrated so nicely into it, and even from every angle, especially from the side, you can see that nice curve here. And we haven't had a lot of sunny days yet, so I'm not sure how well it works for glare, but I have had no issues whatsoever. This also has the digital mirror, so one little flick and it activates that wide view camera on the outside of the vehicle. So if you have passengers or cargo blocking your view, you just flick that up. It's very, very handy, and most likely if you're driving a vehicle like this, you might be obstructed, so it's good to have that. One thing though is it's kind of a small mirror for such a large vehicle. I'd like to see this a little bit bigger. The entire cabin is beautifully outfitted. Check out these leather seats and this kind of the quilting and the stitching they have. It has the same motif as the Cadillac logo itself. Check this out. There are speakers in the headrest, but not just there. There are speakers everywhere. They're like right above me here, microphones here, speakers here. There's speakers where you can't even see them. And the stereo system on this is by AKG. It's the first time in an automotive application. The base system gets 19 speakers, and on this platinum trim, you get the upgraded 36 speaker system. It's pretty impressive. And also, when I mentioned these microphones, when you are talking with the stereo on, it actually projects your voice to the people in the back so they can hear, and apparently you can actually hear them better as well. It's something similar. We have that on our Highlander, but this one you can really tell, especially the people in the back. My kids were back there and like, hey, we can really hear you very clear. The seats are heated and ventilated, and the second row seats are also heated. You also get a heated steering wheel, and these seats have also a massage feature for both front seats. It does feel pretty good to have these massaging seats. There is ample storage. You have your regular glove box. You have a little area in the middle console on either side. Good enough to put maybe your sunglasses like I have, maybe your wallet there, you have your side pockets. This is equipped with the freezer fridge combination, so it will actually get cold enough to actually hold things that are frozen. So maybe on your way back from the ice cream parlor, you can put your goods in there and it will actually cool them as long as the vehicle is running. But because of this, I believe it probably takes up extra room because there's not a lot of storage room because you have that cooling system in there. Let's take a look in the back. Gotta love those power steps and the soft close doors. In the second row, these are equipped with 2 captain's chairs, but you can get a bench seat as an option if you like. On this platinum trim, standard brand new entertainment system, rear entertainment system. You have 2 screens, 1 for each side, so there's no fighting. They are 12.9 inches. They tilt back and forth, so any angle will do. You can pair any Bluetooth headsets with it, or else there are some supplied headsets. These seats here will slide forward and backward. So you do have ample legroom, a full flat area. You have individual heating controls, your cup holder slides out there, and right below that you have your inputs for these screens. You can do it wirelessly, you can use HDMI. There also is a 110 volt outlet there, so you can plug your gaming devices in. So there's no reason to be bored on a long trip with this Escalade whatsoever. So let's check out the third row, and there are a couple ways to get there. You can go in between the 2 captain chairs. This is a very large opening, or if you're coming in from the outside, you're gonna approach the seat and there is a button on the side here. 1 push and it folds down, and another push, it pops right up there, and we're just gonna go and slide that. Let's close the door. And close that down, just like that, and pull that up. We mentioned that the new Escalade gets brand new rear independent suspension. Because of that, we got more cargo room in behind the third row. But the third row passengers, because of that new suspension, also get more leg room. You get 25.6 centimeters of additional leg room, which is about 10 inches more, which makes a huge difference for a third row. So when you're sitting here, I have plenty of knee room. This seat could actually even go farther forward. For instance, if I had a child seat in the front here, I could push that forward. You have basically a drink holder and a little tray area on each side, a USB-C on each side, so everyone's connected. You have air vents right above each passenger, and this third row bench has 3 seat belts, so 3 passengers can go here, and they have latch anchors on all 3 positions. So if you want to put a child seat back here, you can put it at any position, and these seats are fairly comfortable. This really is a proper third row. Oh yeah, you hear that? That's the sound of a 6.2 liter V8 engine underneath the hood of this new Escalade, and that comes standard across the board. However, if you do want to go for the 3 liter Duramax diesel, you can opt for that as well for no extra cost. And if you're concerned about fuel economy, that might be the route to go. This V8 is rated at 16.8 liters per 100K in the city and 12.4 on the highway. Not amazing numbers, but you have to remember this is a very, very large vehicle. It's a full-size vehicle. I would give you my real-world numbers, but they would not be accurate because I've been filming this. It's been sitting idling sometimes, so it's really skewed the numbers up. So let's just go with those numbers for now. Both engines are matched to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and both come standard with four-wheel drive. If you do want more four-wheel drive capability, you can opt for a 2-speed transfer case. This one is not equipped with it. You do have your 2 and 4 high or your auto setting. The Escalade also rides on standard magnetic ride control. If you opt for the top-of-the-line Platinum that we are driving right now, you also get standard air suspension, and I gotta tell you, this is the way to drive. It's what a Cadillac really is. It's not wishy-washy at all. If you actually switch different modes, let's go into sport mode, so that's going to adjust our engine parameters, but it really does change the damping of the suspension, and it's not an actual real sporty ride, but it is quite engaging, and it's not very wishy-washy at all. So let's just, if this car moves out of our way, listen to that V8. Oh, by the way, there's not many options you can get on the Platinum trim, but you can get a catback exhaust, and I could just imagine what that would sound like if this one sounds this good. But yeah, we're driving a very big vehicle, and it is compliant, but still it actually responds. Let's take a corner here. Hopefully we don't tip over. Just joking. All right. Brakes are nicely boosted, and great. Yeah. That wasn't much of a corner, but believe me, it does corner quite well for the size of vehicle. Safety-wise, this Escalade pretty well has everything. Your frontal collision assist, your blind spot warning, your lane keep assist. This one has a dynamic cruise control. Now, on the website, it does show that this Escalade, especially on the top trim, should have the Super Cruise system, which is their semi-autonomous system, and this one does not have it. You would know if it has it because you actually get a light in your steering wheel, and I have a feeling that this is just because this is an early production model, and the later production models will get it. That's normally how it's worked with other Cadillac models, so it is unfortunate. I really wanted to test that Super Cruise out. We did test it out on the CT6 a while back, and I'm sure since then they probably have done some improvements on it, so we're hoping to get one back one day and try that out. One safety item, which is an option, we talked about it earlier, is the night vision, and I'm gonna have to reiterate this again. It's the best one I have used. It really does not take your eyes off the road. It's not distracting, yet it works really, really well. It is an option. It's about $2,000, and yeah, if you're gonna load it up anyways, I would actually consider getting that. A lot of people buy full-size SUVs not just for passenger and cargo capability, but also for towing capability. This Escalade is rated at 8,000 pounds, and that should take care of most travel trailers, boats that you pretty well have, and you still have room for your passengers and your gear as well. The new Escalade starts at $89,000. These are Canadian dollars, by the way. If you go into the premium luxury or you go into the sport, you're gonna go up another $10,000, so just under $100,000. And if you go into the platinum in either the premium luxury or the sport, which has everything, you're going to be at $117,000. So it is not inexpensive. Up until you get to the Platinum, it's pretty well the same price as the outgoing model. Do I recommend getting the new Escalade? Absolutely. If I had the funds to do it, and also fuel was not a factor, because this would use a lot of fuel, especially if you're driving it around in the city, I would actually go for this. This would be perfect for a family vehicle. I love big vehicles. I love V8s, and I would love to own one of these Escalades, but it's just not in my future or near future right now. But if you're in that type of wheelhouse and you have the funds and you're in the market for something that is not only capable but super comfortable, not just to drive but to ride in, then this Escalade is the one for you. So that's our look at the new 2021 Cadillac Escalade. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It doesn't cost anything. It just really helps out the channel and just helps even pay for the fuel for these vehicles. And anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Everyday Reviews. Cheers.